Hi, I'm Jonathan Raviv. I am playing Jehanda, who is, do you want to describe the character? He is the master of Paimon, which is one of the dancing boys.
Now, you've got a big year this year. You have this play and you also have The Band's Visit, which just was announced moving to Broadway.
That's right.
The shows are very different.
They're very different.
What draws you to shows?
I think as an actor, as an artist, I am drawn to shows that have a message for this culture that we live in, for how we learn from other cultures. I mean, these two, in the way that they are similar, is that they take place in a different culture, but they are a universal truth. They have a truth to them, and similarly to The Band's Visit, I think this brings a foreign culture into our Western idea, and it kind of forces us as a Western culture to see how other cultures are different, but how also they're similar to us.
Well, in a strange way, this is like legalized pedophilia.
It is. It's illegal under Sharia law, but it is. People see past it, much like they do in the Catholic Church. There has been that link.
I don't think people see past it. I think people
they don't see
like
past
to
it,
hide
but they
their
like
heads.
Sure. They don't like to be shown something that's difficult. They don't want to see something that is ugly. And I think what this show does beautifully, in a sensitive way, it shows this tradition in a way that is, you understand a little bit more how someone can do an ugly thing. And obviously we don't agree with that, and I love that this brings awareness to something that most people don't know about.
Absolutely. In watching the show, I mean, I knew because I watched the boys from Afghanistan, but in watching this, you don't really realize how young they are.
No.
How completely...
Yeah, they're taken at 8, 9 years old.
Choice.
Yeah, they have no choice, but they also don't know any better. But I will also say they are promised and given at times a better life than what they had. They're bathed, they're clothed, they're fed. So there is a complication in that, and I think that the people who are partaking in this see that and can justify. I mean, we can justify anything.
Well, it's a difficult show a little bit for me because I know about Mambla, and this is definitely going to appeal to them. But it's an interesting show because of its music and where it's going.
Yeah, it's a beautiful portrayal of a very ugly thing.
What would you like audiences to take away from this?
First and foremost, I think awareness that this is happening. This is a human rights issue that most people don't know about. But also that there's universality in different cultures, that there are people who are struggling with things that we struggle with in very different ways, perhaps, but it's being true to oneself and understanding that when you're not, what happens is dangerous.
I think that's actually the biggest message, is being true to yourself in this show.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.